Sorry, I had a little technical issue there for a quick second. Sorry about that.
No, that's not a problem. That's not a problem.
Yes, sir.
And we're recording today, and we're not going to worry about any problems that we might have. We're just going to solve them and keep moving.
Amen.
This is the welcome email that I sent out to everybody. If you got this email, you're in good shape. If you didn't, well, I'll send it out to you again. Just to make sure you send this information down here to me. Email me your name, a good email address that I can send to you, because the only email that I have is the one that the school sent to me, and it may not be current. So send me your email address, a good email address, and a good phone number, preferably a cell phone number. So if you're in the school, I can reach you without going through the office, because a lot of times they get busy in the office and they don't have the time to try to contact you. Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing just for a moment and go back and pull up the next screen. Okay, I hope I didn't miss out. There we go. Sometimes this thing I act up on it, but we're going to keep going. Okay, now this is the letter everybody should have gotten as well. It's the virtual tentative site visit date. And what you'll have on here is the dates that's preferable if you can use these. Now, however, if these dates fall on a holiday, a teacher work day, or some other date that's in conflict of what you're doing at the school, then you can just email and let me know that that date is in conflict with something you have going on in the school. And what I'll do is I'll change that date for you so we can schedule your site visit, your virtual site visit, that is, at that time. Now, if you use Zoom like I enjoy doing, you can use some of the other platforms that they have, and I can come in and visit you at the school at a time that you wish me to. Now, however, you can also pre-record the lesson for at least 30 to 45 minutes and send it to me via email on the date that you're scheduled for that virtual site visit. And then I'll review the virtual site visit, and I'll always respond to you with the evaluation. Now, of course, if you want me there in person, you'll have to set up a meeting with me via Zoom or what other platform you use, and you'll have to give me at least 24 hours invite so I'll know to be there, so I can be there at the time you'd like me to be there, that particular day or time. All right. Any questions about the tentative dates?
No, sir. All clear.
Okay. If you're talking and I don't hear you, that means you're on mute. You may want to unmute. Okay. Let's go to the next one. Let's see. Oh, that's one we've already done. Oh, how's everybody doing as far as the year's going so far?
Doing great.
Good.
Got off to a pretty good start.
Good.
Yeah, definitely starting off pretty well.
Okay, excellent, excellent. If you're not having a good start, email me and let me know what's going on, and we'll see what we can do to assist you. All right, these are the GCU Personal Disposition of Learning scoring guides. Now, this scoring guide I sent to you, so you'll have an idea of how we score. Now, the lowest score would be a 0. I've never had anybody to get a 0. I've never had anybody get a 1 through 49. I never had anybody to get a 50 they get normally above 60. But now, even if you get an above 60, it don't mean that you failed. No, don't think that way. It means that you have the foundations in place and you need to work on a few things. Now, I have more that would be in the emerging area, which would be 70 to 79 points. But now I even have more in the proficient, and that's where everybody should be, between 80 and 92 points. Now, for those who are on the distinguished, that's again, that's above and beyond the call of duty. And the people that you have in that area would normally be the people that's doing a little more. Let me shut this off. That would be the people who would be distinguished and being above and beyond the call of duty, doing some things that would really be off the charts. But now don't panic if you see proficient, because that's where everybody's supposed to be anyway. All right. Any questions?
Sir.
No, sir.
Move on to the next one. Okay, now this is the virtual process. Can everybody see that?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, the virtual process, this is where, again, we're not attending the schools this year. The administration prefers not coming into the schools because of COVID, of course. And from time to time, we're having certain schools closing because of it, because there's a new strand out now, a variant out now, that's even more catchy than the original one. I mean, I can't imagine anything being any worse than the one that we had initially starting back in March, but they say they have one like that now. So we have to be very careful when we go in and out of places and things of that nature, especially if we have kids, we're going in amongst kids. And if you're in one of those areas of people who are in the high infectious areas, meaning you can catch it a lot easier if you're a certain age, if you come from a certain gender. They understand that males catch it quicker than females. And of course, if you're people of color, then you stand a chance of catching it a lot easier at that as well. So you want to be careful where you go and what you do, and wear masks and goggles too, if you will. I see people in masks all the time, but I don't see people wearing glasses or goggles over their eyes to protect your eyes, because if somebody sneezes or talks and it gets in your eyes, it can affect you as well as going up your nose or into your mouth. So you need to stay well covered. Now, as far as the virtual process is concerned, again, you can set up Zoom, or Google, whatever platform you like to use, and I can come into the classroom at the time that you set. But again, give me at least 24 hours in advance notice or invite so I can come in at the time that you need me. Now, if in fact that you need to cancel, you can. Now, what I like about this next method in recording your lesson in advance, if you do that and send it to me during the time that it's due, whatever your site visit date number 1 is, you send it during that time. You send that lesson at that time. If you video it in advance, you can send that to me via email, and I can open it up and view it and get back with you on an evaluation. Now, there also should be a meeting between myself, you, and your cooperating teacher, or the cooperating teacher as well. That way, we can have a meeting or a conference on that. Now, different schools, depending on whether you're in the middle, high, elementary, they leave at different times of the day, and of course people have their breaks at different times of the day as well. So if you are in a situation where you would like to have a conference, the cooperating teacher and the student teacher, you can always call me on the phone, or if you want to set it up via a platform like Google or Zoom, we can do that as well. But you need to let me know that you want that conference afterwards. Now, my cell phone number, everybody should have that. I put that in all my emails, and here's my cell phone number right here, if you can see it. This is my cell phone number. You all want to keep that with you, because even if I'm in my car traveling, I can answer that and have a conference with you, or answer any questions that the cooperating teacher or the student might have. Okay, not everybody has a cooperating teacher. Some people have what you call mentors, because they're in rooms of their own. If you are already a certified teacher and have a room of your own, and you're just taking an advanced degree, then you're in a different situation than others. So you would have a mentor that's probably in the school, but they may have their own classroom and you have your own classroom. So there is a difference between having a cooperating teacher and a mentor. But if at any time you want to have a conference with me, they don't have to be before, during, or after the evaluation. It can be at any time you would like to have a conference with me. Excuse me, just call my cell phone number and I will answer it. Now, I won't answer it if I'm between two 18-wheelers. However, I will call you back once I get in a safe place. So if you call and I'm not answering, just say, well, Dr. Cox is probably between two 18-wheelers. And I will get back to you, because if I see a phone number where you have called, then I have all your phone numbers in my phone. So when you call, your name pops up and I know it's you that's calling. So I will return your call. Okay. Questions?
Minneapolis police officer who held his knee to George Floyd's
Yeah,
head.
I think I have
Setting
one.
could not breathe. Hennepin County
So
Judge Peter Cahill
we're in a
ruled this
weird,
month that Derek
you know,
Chauvin
we're in
will
DeKalb
stand
County, and we
trial
started in a
March
weird.
8th.
I
Hold
can't
on.
hear you.
Excuse me,
The officers who were charged in Floyd's death.
I can't really hear you. I'm trying to hear you, but I can't hear you.
All right, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, thank you. So this was about the clinical, when we documenting our time and things like that. So we started our semester on the 19th officially. And I put that was technically my week 1. Is that okay?
Yeah. Now, school started for most people, I guess, around what? Let me look at my calendar. Because the first was on a Friday, so you got Saturday, Sunday, and then Monday. Between the 4th and the 7th, somewhere in there, school started.
Yeah,
so if you had an earlier start, you can start early. But now again, you want to you can't start any earlier than the 4th, because
we started. Sorry to cut you off. We started on the 4th, and we were still technically considered in first semester, though.
Oh, okay. First semester. Mm-hmm. Well, that doesn't matter in terms of when the school considers the first semester, as long as you have your cooperating teacher, if you will, mentor, who's signing in for signing your sheet, starting early in the year, because GCU semester goes from the beginning of January through May or June, depending on when you start. I have some students starting right on January the 4th. I got students starting on January the 7th. I got some starting on February the 2nd. I got some, just and through about the end of February. So that means those students will go later in the year. I have some students don't complete until June, where I have some completing in March, just depending on when you start. Now, I don't know when your semester starts, when it ends. But now I have a beginning and an end date, but that may not be the same as when your school starts and ends. You know what I mean? Can you? Am I making any sense?
Yeah.
I know it can be confusing, because what we have at GCU in terms of a start day and end date may not be the same as your start date and end date for the semester for 2021. Is what I'm trying to say. So what you want to do is make sure that you know when those start dates and end dates at school, and make sure while you're there and you're actively on in the classroom that you're getting credit for that time, because some of you have a 70-hour or a 70-day. Let me take that back. Some of you have a 70-day schedule, and some of you have a 75-day schedule. Now that depends on your program. I won't know that either. You have to look and see what program you're in and determine that. And I sent you both time logs, the time log for 70 days and a time log for 75 days. But you want to go back and look at that student manual and find out exactly which program you're on. And the 70 days are 15 weeks. That's normally a person starting at one school and staying at that one school from the beginning of the semester to the end. Now, it's not always true for the 8-week program. Now, I have some students that'll do 8 weeks at one school and do the second 8 weeks at a different school. It may even be in a different county. But now, that's not always the case. Now, sometimes I have a student that does 8 weeks in one classroom, because they may have a double major. They may be in math during the first 8 weeks and then be in social studies in the high school the second 8 weeks. You see what I mean? So I would know your situation, only you would know that. And you, if you're unsure, you can always go back and call your counselor and find out exactly which one is the program that you should be concerned with. And then, of course, if you have 70 days, make sure you've completed all 70 days. If you have 75 days, make sure you have the time to complete all 75 days. I have some students don't think about it until the end of the semester. You don't want to wait that long because they find out, looks like I'm not going to have enough time to get my 75 or my 70 days in. You want to, don't do that. Starting right now, look at your calendar and see which one you have, either 70 or 75 days, and then count the days starting at when you start and when you are scheduled to end. And then make sure you have that 70 or 75 days in there. Of course, you want to put in there those days when you may, who knows, this may be one of the years it snowed, or it may be one of the days that if you're virtually online and teaching your students online, maybe the internet will go down one day. So you want to apply all those things that may happen, those little downfalls or those little traps that come, those unknown issues that may show up during the course of the year. So give yourself at least another week, if not 2 weeks, so you can make up any lost days. Things like the holidays are coming up, like spring break. Some people have winter break. I don't mean Christmas. I mean, some people actually have a winter break that starts maybe in February or March. March is normally April is when spring break hits, but they may have a winter break like in March. So look at your school calendar. You want to make sure you're going to have all the time you need to get all those days in. Okay. Any questions? All right. Well, here are some questions that some students asked me over time, and I did send this out to you. So if you got it, you should have these in there. So when there are questions such as the calendar, do you have a calendar of exactly what I should be doing in my classroom throughout the day? Well, no, I wouldn't have that. So whatever your cooperating teacher or mentor teacher have you doing in the classroom, that's what you should be doing. You're doing those things, you're in good shape. And all I have to do is record those things as we complete your evaluations from site visit number 1 through site visit number 4. I come in and do those things. And each time you're doing, you make sure you keep up with your time logs. The time log is the biggie. Make sure you keep up with that. Now, I will need a copy of your time log after the second observation. That doesn't mean your time log has to be completed. Only what you completed up to that time when you complete observation number 2. Once you completed observation number 2, be sure to send that time log to me with whatever you have on it at that time, and I can go ahead and complete observation number 2. Now, if you don't send me the time log, I can't complete your observation number 2. So if you're looking in your student portal on the documents and don't see it, first ask, did I send him the time log? That way I'll know. That way you'll know if you didn't send it. Well, that's why I haven't done it. Now, what I'll normally do during the week, I will go and do all the observations during the week, and I collect my notes during the week, and then I'll post the observation on the weekends. That way I have enough time, to sit down and do that at that time. And of course, the next week I start my observations again. So again, if you don't see it Monday through Friday, don't panic. You'll probably see it Saturday or Sunday. Again, the next question is what lessons will I be teaching when, and also what exactly will I be observed during the visit? Well, here are the things that I observed during the visit. When I look on your video that you send me, I'm looking at your classroom environment, your interaction with the students. You don't want to be sitting down. If you're at the board and you're going over some things with them, that's one thing. But if you're not, if you're just teaching them, you should be walking around in the classroom, that sort of thing. The student teacher should follow the lesson plan and also send me a copy of the lesson plan prior to your lesson, prior to the lesson. The lesson should at least include the following: a review of the last lesson, an introduction of the current lesson, the body of the lesson, to include everything, to include the supplements, the handouts, the supplies that's needed for the class. And then you're going to have a conclusion for the lesson. And then I'll also be looking at the classroom management during the lesson. And then, of course, transitions going from the previous lesson to the current lessons through the lesson, and then the conclusion. And of course, at the end of each of the lessons, there should be a student teacher cooperating teacher conference. But now this is for us cooperating teachers. If they want a conference, they normally call me, or they set up a time when they want to do it. Normally they simply call me. If you want a conference with me as a student teacher, all you have to do is just call me. And you can do that anytime. That could be at the beginning of the lesson, before the lesson, at the end of the lesson, after the lesson. I can do that conference at any time. Just call that number that I have, like the one here at the bottom. You call that cell number and I'll answer your call. If I don't answer it immediately, I'm somewhere where I can't get to you immediately. I may be on the call with someone else, or I could be between one of those two 18-wheelers. But I will always call you back.
Mr. Cox.
Uh-huh.
This is Ms. Covington. I'm going to be Mr. Mike's supervising teacher.
Okay.
I know you say you want them walking around. Right now we're virtual, but
Right.
With the students coming to class, I think the max has been bumped up to 18 at our school.
Right.
And our principal doesn't really want us within a certain feet from the students.
Social distance.
So yes, so he will probably be up, but he might not be walking around per se.
Well, he doesn't. Right.
So
you don't walk up and down the
yeah.
aisles. Just you can stand at the front of the classroom. Like I said, if you're at the board, that's fine.
He'll probably have them on because we still make them turn on their computers.
Right.
And we go on, have them go into Teams so we could see them that way.
Right.
But
if you got it like that, that's fine too.
Okay.
That's just fine. Any other questions? Okay, we're coming up on the end of our time. So if you don't have any other questions, we can end it here. And of course, I'm going to also send this back out again. So if you can review it at a later date. And for those people who couldn't be here today, they can review it too. But if you have questions, again, just call my phone number. It's number, which is 678-663-4801. And I'll try to answer and assist you in any way I can. Is everybody okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes, thank you very much.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay. All right, then we'll end it here. You all have a prosperous and blessed year and be careful.
Yes, sir. You do the same. Thanks a lot.
You too. Thank you. Bye, everybody.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Good meeting you guys.